A bank or a Sacco, this is actually the most difficult choice to make when it comes to borrowing money. Today, I'm here to make sure that you have the best choice before you borrow any money from any financial institution. In this case, I'll be discussing about the Sacco and a bank. So when it comes to borrowing money in Kenya, most people find themselves torn between borrowing with a Sacco or borrowing from a bank. And this, when it comes to borrowing, specifically depends on your needs and on the circumstance that have actually got you into that specific time that you want to borrow money and have to work on what you wanted to. So today I'm going to do a very detailed kind of video in terms of getting to know what best will be when it comes to borrowing money between deciding on going to a Sacco way or going to a bank way. So I'll be discussing about the disadvantages and advantages. And without further ado, number one advantage is that Sacco actually have low interest rates. So when you go to Sacco, you want to borrow money from a Sacco, you always find their rates in terms of interest rates are almost to 1%. And you find that for long-term loan servicing, it doesn't require you to pay more as compared to bank. And then advantage number two is that benefits, it has member benefits. So you find that for a Sacco, you must be a member for you to borrow money from the Sacco. So in this case, if you are a member, you get to enjoy benefits. And when I talk about enjoying benefits, these are profit that the Sacco actually share whenever the Sacco makes profit. And then advantage number three is that Sacco has got flexible terms in terms of when you go to acquire a loan from the Sacco, you get to be offered flexible loan terms and repayment period, unlike bank, which will have more rigid kind of repayment plan and other things depending on the schedule that you are being offered to repay that money back. And then advantage number four on Sacco is that it is easier in terms of easier accessibility of this loan. So, you know, when you're looking, your Sacco are known for being more lenient. Saccos are more known for lenient in terms of making it easier for you to get these loans whenever you need them. I've even heard some do, you can just request them via USSD, just at your comfort of where you are. So you get to learn that it's easier to offset, maybe if you are offsetting, and you get to be given a loan that you can again go and repay at a lower interest within the specified time or period when you are working with Saccos. So that is actually 4 advantages of you getting to work with Sacco. On disadvantages, you'll get to know that membership in the Sacco are highly required, or it is mandatory. In this case, if you are in Kenya, you'll get to know that whenever you want to borrow from a Sacco, you'll be told you must first access those loans when you are a member of that Sacco. That means you must go with your ID, you must present your KRA, and some deposit that will be required at that time when you want to join that Sacco, and then you are now granted to be a member of that Sacco. Now it will require you again to have at least some time for you to save, and then you can now be eligible to be given a loan. That is disadvantage or a drawback number 1. Drawback number 2 is that they have limited services. So when it comes to Sacco, you'll find that their products in terms of loan issuing, it is a bit of a more rigid when it comes to product kind of diversification. it only lies on one or two, unlike banks where you'll get more products compared to the Sacco. So automatically it gives limited services. Now, concerning the bank's loans, I'll start with the advantage. And advantage number one is that the banks actually give range of products and services. So you'll find that when you want to borrow from a bank, you'll get to know that they actually give very diverse array of financial product and services, including various types of loans, credit cards, investment option, where you can actually choose from what you want, from what product you specifically need to work with and what is best for you when it comes to specification of the loan that you want. So unlike Sacco, where you'll get to know that it's actually rigid in terms of not having so diverse in terms of array of financial products that will actually give you better or more of products where you can choose as compared to the specification that you want the loan to assist you in. And then advantage number two, banks offer high loan amounts. When it comes to bank, will actually provide larger amount as compared to the Sacco. And in this case, it can offer benefits in terms of substantial investment and business expansion. So compared to the Sacco, you'll find that you can actually be granted a higher amount as compared to the Sacco when you want to acquire this from a bank. And this will give you at least substantial thing to do with that loan, as well as if you know how to work with a loan. I'm talking about now using that loan or using that debt as a good debt. Remember, there's a video I did about debt management. So you find that if you don't know how to use that debt well, it comes and it turns back to you to be a bad loan. That means you have to be very, very careful when you want to acquire a loan. So be very, very keen when you are acquiring a loan. Advantage number three is that a bank is more established infrastructure. You'll always find one bank in Kenya has got various branches in terms of network in so various in the country, and you'll find to know that they even have ATM well structured in terms of if you want to access it, you can always access that ATM. When even you want to do with what you call mobile banking, it's always available, and they have a very extensive kind of network of branches when you just want to have these loans. So you'll find that it's so easy in terms of acquiring loan from these banks, unlike Saccos. You always find like a Sacco, it's almost like a community kind of organization or membership. You'll find one Sacco is popularly known in one region, and then in the other region there is no kind of a Sacco. So for Saccos, actually it's more of they are not widely spread and well established in terms of network and infrastructure, thus limiting their services. And then you'll find that they're not in online kind of a banking sector for the Sacco. But contrary to the bank, you'll always find they have good network in which you can access through online, you can access through that's online banking, and then you can access through the ATM. You can well know that banks are actually more in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of network, and they are widely spread all over Kenya. Now, the advantage number one on bank loans is actually they have a higher interest rates. Yeah, as compared to the Sacco, you'll get more higher interest as contrary to the Saccos. So you'll get to know that you can actually pay more as compared to the Sacco when doing your repayment of this amount at the end of period that you are given, maybe if it's 1 year, if it is 6 months, if it's a long time like 5 years, you'll get to know that they're actually on a higher interest rates. Advantage number 2 is that bank have strict eligibility criteria. So if you've served with if you have served loan in a bank, you can actually agree with me today. If you are not consistent with a bank, with like a specific bank, of you borrowing, having a debt with them, from time to time, you'll get to know that they are very strict in terms of looking at your credit score, and even having looked at how you do the repayment. And if you have a lower amount in terms of your income, then you can actually not attain to be given more higher amount or more amount when it comes to loan. So you'll find that credit score is a key thing in terms of considering on what they should lend you, and then inconsistency of your income can also lead to you not to qualify for the loan that you've applied for. That making it number 2 way of drawback of the bank when it comes to lending or acquiring a loan with them. Number 3 is that banks have actually less flexibility when it comes to repayment terms and conditions. So if you don't actually adhere to their terms, you'll get some penalty due to lack of doing the early repayment, plus other fees that will be there just if you don't go by what the terms were. So as compared to the Saccos, sometimes Saccos are very in terms of flexible, as if you get an emergency or if something that can always be communicated early, then they are flexible in terms of that. But contrary to the bank, where you'll always find them more strict and rigid for that. When choosing to get a loan from a bank or from a Sacco, you need to consider some factors. And in these factors, they are as follows. Number 1 is that for a short-term loan or for personal loans, I'll actually advise you to go for the Sacco way, because for a Sacco way, that is more affordable, that is more convenient enough. But if you are going to if you want to go for more a large amount of money or sum of money, I can actually advise you to go for the bank way, because bank can actually give you more money as compared to the Sacco. Why? A Sacco will actually allow you to access to a loan of how much you've saved. But when it comes to bank, it only depends on your income. So if your income if it is consistent enough and the security of the loan is there, then actually in the bank you will be given more money as compared to the Sacco. So if in that case you want to go for a long-term way of a loan, then investment should be basically done in the bank, because the bank will offer you a larger amount as compared to the Sacco. Number 2 is the interest rates. So you have to consider the interest rates before you do borrow with the bank or with the Sacco. Find the most affordable option for you in this case, and that you can only consider yourself as to what you want. I cannot recommend on that. Why? Because it's a choice you have to make yourself. Interest rates are there for you to pay, and I've told you in the bank it's a higher interest rates as compared to the Sacco. A Sacco always gives up to from 1 there, almost 1 to 3 you get to be given in a Sacco. Now, eligibility criteria. Now, I've just shared that you have to assess your financial situations. So, credit worthiness is what actually will give you a larger amount or a larger sum of money in bank. So, if you don't have that credit, then I will recommend you start working on Sacco. Save in the Sacco, as you will be of more in terms of convenience, to be given a good sum of money if at all you've gone ahead to save with them for a longer period of time. So make sure that if you don't have a credit score, a good credit score, then work upon it to make sure that this credit score actually gets better day by day. And then for membership and services. So when it comes to membership and services, you'll get to know that for a Sacco, you will actually be required to join as a member and work within, or be a member for the period of time with them as you save. And as you save or as you buy shares, you get to be more advantaged to borrow more and more. So your financial status on how you save with the Sacco will actually be able to give you more money in terms of you being lended money. Number 4 is membership and services. As I've shared back, if you are in Sacco or if you want to borrow with a Sacco, you will actually be required to join this Sacco. And if you join this Sacco, you will actually be told you must save. So as you join the Sacco, you will be expected to save for some time. And as you save, or as you buy shares, of course, they're so diverse when it comes to the account that you are opening with the Sacco. So there's a deposit account, there's share. As you buy shares or as you service with this Sacco for the longest period, as you continue saving, you get to find that you can now borrow more money. And by you borrowing more money, you get to be given on a less interest and where you'll be given more money. Obviously, this is a benefit from the Sacco that you get to enjoy. So you have to consider in terms of that with the bank. But I've told you, if you want to get more money, but you have consistent kind of income that can be shown, that can be proven, of course, if you have a business that your business has been very legit, very genuine in terms of credibility of proving that it's yours, then you can as well go to a bank and be given more money. Unlike Saccos, where it will require you to serve in terms of serving more with them, in terms of in terms of having shares, or in terms of you having a deposit account with them for the longest period. In summary, both Sacco and bank have got unique way of operating in terms of giving out money or in terms of you borrowing from them. So you have to consider the best in terms of borrowing from these two that benefits you, that matches your circumstance, that matches your need, and with your criteria. If you have a good criteria, that if they follow the criteria that you are in, you can actually fall into meeting your end goal of you borrowing in the institution that you want to. So at long last, at the last, you must meet your end goal. So first, before you're going to borrow with either a bank or a Sacco, have this to consider first before getting to borrow from any of these. So thanks once again for having clicked on this video until now, as I'll be coming next with a different topic. But if you feel like you've gone ahead to learn something, let me know down in the comment section, as well as you can subscribe and like this video, because I'll be coming with another topic that will be very, very enticing. Thanks once again. See you in the next video.